Hey guys, this is Nico, and I have a video for you today, and I'm gonna talk about how to write ads that always get approved on Facebook. In the last 5 years, I've been running ads for different brands, and I had a lot of issues with rejected ads, rejected ad accounts, and I figured out a way that allows me to run compliant ads. And in the last, I think, 16 months or maybe like 2 years, I haven't had any issues with restricted ads because I'm using the rules I'm gonna share in this video. So I'm gonna take you inside my computer, and I have a very cool presentation for you, and I'm gonna start. And in this presentation, you're going to learn how to write Facebook ads that always get approved, what content to avoid advertising, what other factors play major role on the ad approval process, how the ad approval process on Facebook works, and I'm gonna mention the number one reason why your ads will get disapproved. And not many people know a lot about it, and they're running ads and they're getting disapproved, and they just don't know the reason. So in this video, you know why 80% of your ads are being rejected. The next thing that I want to mention before I get into this presentation, I want to be crystal clear that before running any ads on Facebook, you need to understand how Facebook works and how Facebook actually makes money. And Facebook makes money by showing ads to people. On Facebook, we have two parties. We have the users, people who use Facebook on daily basis, and we have the advertisers, and the advertisers pay money to Facebook, so Facebook shows ads to the users. So this is how Facebook makes money, just advertising. This is the number one monetization model that Facebook uses. And the number one thing that Facebook wants is to keep the people on the platform happy, because if people start seeing some weird content, if they start seeing some content that they don't like, they'll start leaving Facebook, they'll spend less time on Facebook, and Facebook will make less money. So the number one thing Facebook wants is to keep the users engaged, right? Sorry for that. So before running any ads, make sure you read the advertising policy and make sure your Facebook ads are compliant with the advertising policy. And another thing I want to mention before I get into this video, the way I think about Facebook as a real person, right? Imagine like you're going to a party and there is a host, right? And the host wants to make everybody on the party happy. He wants to have everybody have a great time. And whenever you go to this party, you cannot just do like weird things, because the host will be like, hey man, you're behaving weird. I'm gonna kick you out of the party. And it's pretty much the same thing with Facebook. And Facebook is not using real people. Facebook is using algorithms that are very, very smart. And those algorithms are just checking out your ads, and if there is something weird with your ads, if your ads are not compliant with advertising policy, you're gonna get restricted. And this is how actually the advertising process works. You write your ad, you submit it to the business manager. Within 24 to 48 hours, there are bots and algorithms that will review your ad, they will review your landing page, and based on if your ad is compliant or not, your ad will get approved or it will get rejected. If your ad gets rejected, you can edit the ad or resubmit another ad. So this is up to you. And once your ad gets approved or disapproved, you just keep on repeating the process. If your ad is like very bad, if your ad advertises prohibited content, your ad account might get rejected. So you need to be very, very careful with the ads you're running, because one bad ad might compromise your whole business. Because of one like trigger word you use, you might have your business restricted. You might have your Facebook business page restricted, so you're risking quite a lot. And I'm gonna start this video by letting you know what is the content that Facebook prohibits. So I have some points here, and those I took straight out of like the advertising policy. And according to Facebook advertising policy, you're not allowed to advertise illegal products or services. You're not allowed to advertise tobacco or any related products. You're not allowed to advertise weapons, ammunition, or explosive. You're not advertised to. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to advertise adult products or adult content. You're not advertised to advertise. You're not allowed to advertise multi-level marketing. You're not allowed to advertise something that is grammatically incorrect or uses profanity. You're not allowed to make misleading claims. You're not allowed to advertise vaccination discouragements. And this is kind of like some of the main points. If you want to get a better idea, I suggest you read the policy yourself. But I had this issue before. I had a online course on how to make kombucha at home. So I worked with this guy, and he was teaching how to make kombucha at home. And if you don't know, kombucha is this drink that is kind of like similar to a tea. It's very specific, so I cannot explain it. But some kombuchas have alcohol in them, right? And Facebook algorithms thought that I'm advertising a real alcoholic drink, and I had a lot of issues with restricted ads. It was just an online course that teaches people how to brew non-alcoholic kombucha at home, but the algorithms, the Facebook algorithms picked it up as I'm trying to violate the advertising policy, and I had a lot of issues with restricted ads. So no matter what is your product, the Facebook algorithms might think that you're advertising prohibited content. So before writing your ads and before writing your landing page copy, make sure your content is not in some of those sections, because you're gonna have a lot of issues. The next thing that Facebook does, you're not allowed to advertise restricted content without the permission of Facebook. If you advertise alcohol, dating, online gambling, casino, prescription drugs, you need to have a permission from Facebook to do so. So you need to apply. I'm not sure how the process works. I'm pretty sure that if you go to the advertising policy, you can submit an application. But if you advertise some of those content, you're also gonna have your ads restricted. So make sure you have the permission first, and you'll be able to advertise this restricted content after you follow the rules and if you apply to the advertising policy. And what I got here, this is the number one reason why your ads get rejected, and I got this straight out of the advertising policy again. And Facebook says that ads must not contain content that asserts or implies personal attributes. I'd say it's very vague if you read it. I couldn't understand it at first, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people cannot understand it very well. And Facebook says this includes direct or indirect assertion or implication about a person's race, ethnicity, religion, beliefs, age, sexual orientation or practices, gender identity, disability, physical or mental health, vulnerable financial status, voting status, membership in a trade union, criminal record or name. So as you can see, it's kind of like very big. You can just, if you imply personal attributes that are related to any of those, your ads will get restricted. And I couldn't understand it very, very well at first. And that's why I had so many ads restricted. For example, using words like you or other without reference a personal attribute, that's okay. But if you use you, your, or other to reference a personal attribute, your ads will get restricted. For example, you can say meet Hispanic men online now, but you cannot say meet other black singles near you, you know, because if you say that, some people will be like, oh, I'm not black. This is like super offensive and it's gonna be a huge, huge mess, you know. You can say date Christian singles, but you cannot say are you a Christian, you know. Um, you can say meet Hindu singles online now, but you cannot say meet other Buddhists because you're making an assumption that the person who reads the ad is Buddhist, but they might not be, you know. You can say meet seniors, you know, but you cannot say meet other seniors. You can say a service for teens, but you cannot say are you 18 years old, you know. That's like very, very bad. And if you go into like sexual orientation or sexual behavior, it's gonna be very, very bad. And for example, this is okay. Atlantis gay cruises, but if you say, "Are you gay?" that's gonna be super, super offensive. And I know that this is like common sense, and it is like a very, very straightforward. But for example, if you say here, "Are you tired?" or "Are you tired of being broke?" You know, this could also trigger the algorithm. And there is a very, very cool article that gives you like some examples. And this is the article by Copy Blogger. I suggest you check it out. Writing Facebook ads in a sensitive topic. That's the name of the article. So pretty much right now, because of like the COVID and because of the war and because of like the voting, the elections, Facebook considers everything super, super personal. So everything is like super, super sensitive. There are like huge lawsuits going against Facebook for just being not being able to, let's say, organize the content, and it's just like a huge, huge mess. So what Copy Blogger advises you to do is, let me scroll down, make the ad about yourself, you know. For example, you cannot say, "Are you a busy mom in Denver?" Right? You can be like, "I'm looking for 8 busy moms in Denver who want to slim down," you know. And also the wording is very, very key here. For example, you cannot say lose weight, make money online. Those are words that are gonna trigger the algorithm. So you need to be like beat around the bushes, as they say in English, you know. Another thing you could do, make it about somebody else, you know. So here the example is frustrated by those last 10 pounds you need to lose. Instead, you can write, Lisa was frustrated by those last 10 pounds, you know. So it's about somebody else. The first example we took a look, it was about yourself. The second example is about somebody else. And the third example would be to make it more about the product, the idea, or the topic. And here you can also be and for example, you can make it about the idea that 95% of people who try to go on diets cannot keep off the weight. And so it's not about personal attributes, it's more about this idea that 95% of the people cannot lose the weight. So you can use like smart techniques and just be aware that if you imply any personal attributes, you're risking your ads to get rejected. Make sure you read the advertising policy. Let me switch the cameras right now. So I'm gonna switch the camera. And yeah, just try to run ads that are compliant, because if you just have one very bad ad, you're risking your whole business to be rejected. And I know that there are many, many businesses who are using Facebook to advertise. And if you just want to be running an online business, that is generating good results and you have a good relationship with Facebook, this is what you need to be aware of. And as I said, if you try to advertise shady products, you're gonna get caught on the long run because the algorithms are getting very, very smart. So make sure you're fully compliant. My name is Nico. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to learn more about business, wealth, and marketing, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'm gonna talk to you soon.